Good morning, brothers and sisters. Happy Mother's Day to our mothers. You're truly special. This is one of the best holidays of the year, is it not? Oh, okay, so I'll introduce this video. I want to start off with a video. It's a song. It's a music video. Just kind of an appreciation and dedication to mothers. And so basically the idea is the lyrics are saying, I don't know why God made this and this, and kind of goes through different things, but I know why God made mothers. So please enjoy. Thank you, mamas. Thank you, mothers. The beginning of the video, it shows the birth of a baby, and that's really just the beginning of the journey of motherhood, is it not? But even just to get to that point, yesterday I was, I've been working out a little bit more recently, but kind of tweaked my back a little bit, had some back pain, and I was on the tire swing with the kids, and they were spinning me around, and I was getting really dizzy and nauseous. So I felt like I had a little taste of the pregnancy journey, right? Back pain, nausea, but it was just one day. But when mothers have to go through this journey of pregnancy over months and months and months, over 9 months, carrying this child that they need to eat more for, they need to feed and provide nutrients for, they have extra weight they have to bring around. It's really incredible. And then to hear them say they want another child, that's incredible to me. So thank you mothers. Thank you to my mom. Thank you to the mothers that are here. You're really the backbone of our community and really set the tone and the spirit here. So when a mother becomes a mother for her first time, I noticed this in my wife Shizuka. There was a different look in her eyes, right? There was a sparkle. There was a newfound sense of purpose and of mission, and it's really life-changing for mothers, obviously, but also it was life-changing for me to become a parent and also see a new person that my wife had become. And so when we think about attributes of a mother's love, what are some things that come to mind? Can you guys shout out some attributes, some things that you love? Yeah? She's always there. Yeah. Nurturing. Discipline. Caring. Unconditional. Yeah. That's very good. Baking cookies. A peacemaker. A disciplined mother that bakes cookies. That's a good combination. There you go. Yeah. It's more than just the day-to-day cooking and cleaning and care, but there's also the consistency and stability, the unconditional love that mothers have, the sense of caring, and you really can feel the warmth and you can feel at peace in the embrace of your mother. So when I was thinking about my sermon today, building the culture of heart, I thought it was very appropriate to have it on Mother's Day. Aren't our mothers a great example of what a culture of heart looks like? What kind of attributes we want in a culture of heart? In the family pledge, the seventh family pledge that we have, it's in our church community, we have these 8 family pledges of our goals, our aspirations, our pledge to God, to our family, to others, of what we're striving for. In the 7th one, it says, our family, the owner of Chanilguk, and Chanilguk is the Korean word that we have for the kingdom of heaven, pledges, through living for the sake of others, to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. So there's a lot in just that one family pledge. But essentially, we're, through God, through our original lineage, through that, we can build a culture of heart in our families, in our communities. It really starts with that connection with God. And another quote I would like to read from Father Moon, one of our founders. The vertical true love relationship between God and man is the origin of ideal true love in human relationships. The perfection of that love is thus attained in the ideal family. Oh, I think I read a little bit more than what I have there. Okay, here we go. A true heart-centered culture blooms in the realm of an ideal family, in which the heart of happiness, of peace, happiness, freedom, and ideals can be felt and experienced in life. In such a world, religion would not be needed, not requiring a special consciousness of faith. Our whole life would be one of attending God and living together in the realm of one heart of true love. That would be the reality of living in the kingdom of heaven with God's blessing to be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over all things. And that be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over all things is the 3 blessings. And I felt it really fit well with how we can build a culture of heart. The culture of heart starts with, like the first blessing, building an individual of heart, becoming individuals of heart, people of heart, where we lead with heart and love and connection. What's important in the first blessing is that, centered on God, we're working on ourselves as human beings to become individuals of character. We're developing our character, we're developing heart, we're developing our love. And God is the ultimate source of, God is our origin. God is our source of energy and our source of love. So we need to tap that. We need to connect with God. We need to gain our energy from our connection with God. We can do that in many ways. Each of us may have our own ways of doing that. But I love setting a routine. I'm maybe a little bit more of a structured person. I love my routine and structure and having a consistent schedule. And so I like to have that scheduled in my day. And many of you may be on a morning devotion in the morning. Some of you may like doing readings or videos or things like that give you a spiritual infusion and connection with our Creator. We are like rechargeable batteries, but we need to recharge ourselves. If we don't recharge ourselves, we're basically like disposable batteries. We just use up all our energy, all our love, all of what we have without a way of recharging ourselves. And when we have nothing to give, then we don't have anything to give. Our families expect and ask of us many things to take care of them, but we need some way to replenish ourselves to be able to give. So let's be rechargeable batteries and find how we can recharge ourselves. Sometimes that, some people may find a lot of energy and inspiration from things like Kundoke, morning devotion, reading scripture, those types of things. But there's also ways of using your God-given talents and abilities and passions that can give you immense energy and feel refreshed and feel full. So finding your hobbies and passions, a good way of finding that maybe is when you're doing that, you lose sense of time. You ever get really involved in something that you're doing, and you just lose track of time? You realize, wow, it's already dinner time. It's already midnight, and you've been just working on something that you just lose yourself into. And I'm not necessarily talking about video games. I think that's something easy to get lost into. But God gives each one of us some talents and abilities that we can exercise, that we can find ways to cycle our energy, recycle our energy, and recharge. When I feel full and grateful and full of love and abundant energy, I naturally want to give to others and to share some of that. And I think that many of you also have that feeling as well. And what better place to do that, to share our abundance and energy, than our families? So we may have siblings, we may have parents and children that we may have difficult relationships with. I think, out of all the things, we don't have control over who's our family, right? We can choose our friends, we can choose our church, we can choose our jobs, we can choose a lot of the environment around us, but the thing we cannot choose is our families. We can't choose the type of children that we have. It seems like in some ways it's a gamble. You have a child and you hope for the best, but God gives you the people in your lives for a reason. If you ever seen a rock tumbler and how it works, you put rocks in a tumbler and they rub against each other, and that's how the rocks get polished and smooth. We all have our rough edges that collide with the rough edges of our family members, of our children, and that's when it can get tough. But we work through that, we smooth out our relationships, and our edges become a little bit more smoother. Father Moon talks about the 12 character types, and we need to learn to love all 12 character types to be able to love and embrace the world. And some of those characters types are in our own family. And so our family is a training ground where we practice love, we practice giving, we practice cooperation, sharing our toys and our things, sharing interests and company, sharing our hearts. I think it's so important to build personal relationships, personal connections with each member of our family, and not just go through the day-to-day grind, just getting through the day. When I was preparing for the sermon, I was, I think it was just a couple of days ago, but Kanan had a nap in the day, and whenever my kids have a nap, then they usually are a little bit harder to go to sleep at night. And so I told him he could sit next to me and color while I was working on my sermon. And when it was time for him to go to bed, and I was maybe a little bit slightly annoyed in some ways that he didn't go to sleep so I could have focus time on my sermon. And he asked me to lay down next to him. And so I was like, okay, kind of calculating how much time that would take. But it turned into an opportunity for connection. And I laid down next to him, and he was being a little restless, moving around, shifting around. And then he started looking around for something. And I was thinking, what are you looking for? And then he found my hand. And he held onto my hand. And then I could feel his grip loosen, and I could feel him drift off to sleep. And that was an opportunity for connection. And I know that those types of opportunities they don't always come, they don't always, sometimes they're hard to see as opportunities. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes it's things that can upset us. But I think it's important to have that perspective and that intention of connection and love. And we can even create those opportunities ourselves, be proactive about it, and find ways to connect with people in our family, ask them questions that are deeper than just the day-to-day, how you doing, how's your job, how was your week? Dig a little deeper, connect. In our family, as we express love, we share love and heart and connection, then we can feel our glass being filled up also. We can feel the abundance of love within our family, and we feel that love and energy overflowing, and we go to the next stage, the next step of the third blessing of having dominion, reaching out beyond our families, going into our communities, going into our societies, going into the world, making an impact, sharing the passions, sharing what God has given to you as your talents and your abilities, and being able to share that with others around us. God doesn't give our talents and our abilities and love and energy just for ourselves. God can't reach out to everyone all the time, and He needs us to be able to do that. We have an opportunity for investing in our community on the 28th for our spring cleanup. Who's in? Who am I going to see there? This is opportunity. We have many opportunities in our church to even just in an ad hoc manner, right? You go out to your car and you see a piece of garbage flying in the parking lot. This is our home. This is God's house. We need to be ones to take responsibility, and I know you feel it in your conscience. Just pick it up. It doesn't take that much time. My father-in-law always says that there is no growth in being an observer, in being a bystander, right? The growth is in the participation. The growth is in taking action. And it's important to grow. It's important to grow our hearts. We have more capacity to take in more from God and give to others. We have more ability to make an impact. We have more ability to be better people. Really, our purpose here is to grow our hearts, to really grow our lungs of love. And it should be natural. It should be a natural thing to feel that we can give and have connections with each other without barriers and boundaries and hesitance or resistance. It needs to feel as simple, as natural as taking a breath and as breathing in and out. So we have these opportunities not just here at church community, but we have interactions every day, whether you're going to school, going to work, going grocery shopping. There's always an abundance of opportunities to exercise and practice. It's all really practice. It's like when you're exercising and you're lifting weights, you're building muscle, you're building stamina, you're building your ability to lift more, or to be healthy, or to be fit, or for your health in general. The health of our spiritual lives is our heart, is our ability to love, to practice love, and to give. And also to receive. If someone gives to you, you can welcome that and receive it, and you allow yourself to accept it, and you're allowing someone else to grow, and also it's nice too to be able to receive love. One person I'm a manager for my team at work, and I have a member of my team in Ireland. But he's going through a difficult time. He just got married yesterday. He had a wedding yesterday, but just before that, he found out that his wife has a hole in her heart, and she's going to need open heart surgery. And so I met with him one-on-one, just a video call just before his wedding, and he was shaken. He was nervous. He didn't know what the outcome was going to be, how everything would turn out. And I did my best to comfort him and to show compassion and tell him I care about him and his wife and the situation, and do what I can to support him in that way. And I don't know if he's a religious person at all, but I said that I'd pray for him. I'd pray for his wife. And his eyes started welling up with tears, and he said a sincere thank you. So we have opportunities all the time to reach out, to share our heart, to share love. So, to conclude, how do we build a culture of heart? We can't have a culture of heart without people and families of heart. It all comes down to our individual responsibility of building a culture of heart within ourselves, within our families. And in having a community of people and families of heart, that's how we can build a culture of heart. Thank you.